Well, school is over and I got the time. So I'm going to just say it like this. What makes you think that this man can erase history when they tried to do it with the Jews and they were unsuccessful? You see, this right here is what I'm talking about. So this man made a picture, and his picture represents that there is a white man that is able to erase and blot out Black history. How? Who is responsible for teaching your children Black history? You see, the Jews did not rely on school books to teach their history. They continued to tell the history generation by generation, time after time, through their lineage. And let me tell you something else. Not only did the Jews keep up with their history, their enemies knew their history as well. The Egyptians knew the history. The Amorites know the history. The Philistines know the history. In fact, in the book of 1 Samuel, the Philistines remind everyone in the Philistine camp that let's not let what happened to Pharaoh and the Egyptians happen to us when we come against the children of God. When we come against the children of Israel, or when we come against the God of Israel, let's not forget what the God of Israel did to the Egyptians and Pharaoh. You see this narrative all throughout Old Testament. Every nation that surrounds Israel has tried to wipe out and obliterate Israel, and it was unsuccessful. The reason why the Israelites know their history so well is because they continue to teach their history. Let me ask you this, African Americans. How many of your children outside of W.E.B. Du Bois, Harriet Tubman, Thurgood Marshall, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and so forth, that you have taught your children Black history? Let me tell you another thing. As a social studies professor of over 10 years, in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, I have taught a lot of your students. And let me tell you one thing. I am the one that has to implement Black history into my lessons and incorporate it into the learning for your students. And I'm the one that's doing most of the teaching your students Black history, because a lot of them come into my classroom when I do an analysis to see how much knowledge they have. A lot of them have no knowledge. And so for you to put this on the white man's agenda to teach your Black children the history is shameful for you. You see, we only see this in the African American culture. We don't see this in the Japanese culture, the Asian culture, the white culture, the European culture. We don't see this in the Jewish culture. We don't see this in the Latino culture. We don't even see this in the Black Caribbean culture, nor do we see it in the African culture, but we see it in the African American culture. And now you want to sit up here and say that this man is going to try to erase history? No, he doesn't have that ability. See, parents, you're your students' first teacher. Teach your children history so you don't have to depend on the white man to do it. Wake up.